Greetings everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Unclear and today we're here with a Rogue Company video. Now if you've been watching my channel recently here on YouTube or over on Twitch, links will be in the description both. I've been playing a lot of Rogue Company, I've been covering a lot of the heroes. But today I thought of something slightly different. I am going to rank the rogues and go through all their abilities. So for people who have not yet played this game and are really interested in playing, stick through the whole video. I'll go through every single hero and all their perks and we'll rank them from S down to D. A few things that will come into play is team mechanics, offensive and defensive capabilities, and all around just fun. Fun is a big factor, because if they're not fun to play, who really cares? So we've got a few rogues. We have Anvil, Shack, Dallas, Dema, Glitch, Lancer, Phantom, Ronin, Saint, Scorch, Talon, Trench, and VY. That was a weird sentence to say. I should probably put some commas there. That is what it is. But anyway, so I'm going to go through each of these characters and rank them. Now if you disagree or want to discuss it further, I'm happy to go through the comments and chat with you about it. I said if you love a particular character and think I'm wrong, that's cool, I can be wrong, but this is just from me playing 50-ish hours the last week and a half, streaming and recording content. What I've discovered to be the case. And yeah, let me know who your favourite hero is anyway, or rogue is, and let me know what combinations you like to go with when you play. But without delaying it any further, let's go through the character list and we're going to see who is top tier, who is bottom tier, and who is just okay. So we'll start with Anvil. Anvil, my man, this guy. This guy reminds me of Batman of Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah, mostly because he's a giant guy in a trench coat with an LMG and throws C4 at people. That is Batman of Metal Gear Solid. If I'm wrong, well, that's who he reminds me of anyway. Anyway, so this guy comes with the ability Barricade. Deploy barricade that blocks damage and movement. Yes, it can be pretty awesome and it can be pretty rubbish. I've seen some people try and use it to hide behind. You throw a grenade at them and they die. So that is what it is. Now he's got the passive trait Immunity. Gain immunity to EMP, disorient, slow, and blind effects, but not poison or fire. So it's alright. It has its place. It has its place. But it is what it is. Now his combat loadout consists of an arbitrator shotgun. Now shotguns in this game are useless. They are the worst weapon type in the game, hands down by far. He also has a LMG, which is quite nice. An executioner pistol with the base bat, C4 charge, and active protection system. Now this system allows you to negate some incoming projectiles as long as it can see them. So you got to put it in a place where it's quite obvious because people throw grenades at you. Now his perks, they come with Shredder rounds. The Shredder rounds deal more damage to equipment and allows them to carry more ammunition. Here's the trait Berserker. Gain the ability to reload while sprinting. This is a godsend on characters who have it. Honestly, amazing. Now he has Helping Hand, revive teammates faster. He has Tenacity. Take reduced damage from explosives, which is cool because he's got a big flak jacket on. You'd hope that would be one of his perks. He has Headstrong, which gains additional armor, 25 armor, so you have 125 life, only at the start of a round. Armor does not replenish when you heal. Once it's gone, it is gone for that round. He has Life Drain, drowning an enemy heals for a significant amount over a short duration. Pretty nice. These two perks at the top cost a lot, so you try and get them early on if you can. If not, then you're never going to get them in a game. So for me, Anvil has quite a lot of defensive capabilities. He is not that great in the offensive type unless you are just rushing and just suppressing people down. But he's kind of one of those mid-tier characters. He's good in situations but not a good all-rounder. So for me, I'm giving Anvil a B. Alrighty, next character we have Shack. Now Shack is an odd one of this bunch. He has the ability Stimpack. Overheal yourself for a duration or revive yourself while downed. If you overheal yourself when you're at full health, you get 175 health. That diminishes rather quickly back down to 100. If you revive yourself while you're down, you get just over 3/4 of your health back and you can get back up and start fighting. You also have the passive skill Grit. While down, you bleed out slower and you can dodge roll when you're downed, which is quite nice. Allows you to get away and use your Stimpack. He comes with the SLK shotgun, the D40 SMG, the Spitfire pistol, it's not all about pistol, a katana, the flashbang, Semtex grenades that stick to surfaces or people before they blow up, and the perk combinations of Shredder rounds. Now these you have to buy each round if you don't know already. They deal more damage to equipment and carry more ammunition. He has the perk Cloaked, become immune to being revealed by enemies. He has the perk Stalker, removes aim down sights and movement speed penalty. He also has the Helping Hand perk, revive teammates faster. The perk Replenish, downing an enemy reloads your current weapon, equipped weapon, and restores ammunition. And then the final perk, Life Drain, downing an enemy heals for a significant amount over a short duration. So he's the same as Amble. So for me, Shaq is one of those players that can really turn the tide of battle and can really pull it back. He's amazing close quarters, great from a distance, and just all round annoying to try and kill. Even without a healer on the team, he can be quite an irritant. So for me, I rate Shaq an A. He's an A class hero. Yes, he's an A class hero. Move him to A. Alright, we have Deluxe. Now Deluxe, the suave looking Texas Ranger. Now here's the ability, Target Finder. Reveals the closest enemy to you for a very short duration. And there's a passive skill, Recharge your ability upon downing an enemy, which is quite cool. Now here's a combat loadout of the auto rifle. It is a small magazine auto rifle, so you have to be pretty accurate with the shot. Here's the Devotion DMR, the LW6 revolver. Here's a throwing axe, an EMP grenade, incendiary grenade, and here's the perks of padded steps. Silence the sound of your footsteps while not sprinting. He has Berserker, he has Stalker, he has Bounce Back, reduce your health regeneration delay, he has Headstrong, and he has Replenish. Now this character for me is really odd. He is good and not good at the same time. His abilities and his weapons don't really line up for me. All his abilities are about getting in close and revealing enemies for your team. But his all weapons are sort of long range and kind of not great close up. So for me, I'll give Deluxe a B ranking. Alright, next we have Dima, the face of Rogue Company. Now Dima has the ability of a Merv launcher, equipped with a devastating cluster grenade launcher that blows up and then drops clusters and blows up again. He has the passive skill Burned. Enemies you've downed are revealed to your team for a short duration, so it means you can see where they are when they're crawling away to get healed. Here's a combat loadout of the KA-30 assault rifle, the Mamba DMR burst fire assault rifle, the Executioner, throwing axe, EMP grenade, and the perks of shredder rounds, Berserker, nimble hands, which is increased weapon swap and reload speed, bounce back, replenish, and life drain. Now he is the face of this game, but he is not the best character by a long shot. His move launcher is very situational. It is useless in open spaces, and not great when they're advancing because it takes a while to detonate and explode, and doesn't do a lot of damage if they're out of the blast radius. So for me, Dima being not very situational, he is okay if you're pushing an attack and they're in a corridor, but if they're out in the open picking you off, you're probably going to miss your move launcher. Unless you can do a move launcher grenade combo, but that's situational. It's not a constant awesomeness. But for me, he's a C class hero. He's not that great. He's C class. C class, maybe a B on the best of days, but all the time he's a C class character for me. We have Glitch. For me, the best looking character in the game. Doesn't mean he's the best character, but he's the best looking. So he has the ability Hack. Activate a device that can detect nearby enemy signals and infiltrate their systems. Now his hack will always show who's near him, but he can only hack once per round or once per life, once it refills. And his passive skill Intuition, detect nearby enemy equipment even through walls. That's pretty cool. He can make or break a play, but he's not the greatest. He has the SLK-6 shotgun, which is shotguns, man. They need a change in this game. He has the LMPX SMG, Executioner, Basal Bat, because everyone who has Basal Bat is the business. Flashbang, Semtex Grenade you've all seen, and he has the perk Padded Steps. Silence sound of your footsteps when not sprinting, so if you're going to hack and you can just walk towards people, they won't hear you. He has the perk Evade, after being damaged, increased movement speed for a short duration. It's actually really nice. Bounce Back, Nimble Hands, Sixth Sense. Get notified when an enemy within 25 meters is looking in your direction or at you. Tracker rounds. Damaging an enemy with a firearm will reveal them to your team. This guy has some pretty great team play mechanics. He is not great at long range because all his weapons require you to be quite close. Shotguns almost touching toes is basically the distance you want to be before you shoot. SMGs is sort of round a corner next to you or kind of within a 12 meter distance. The fall off damage is just useless. You're just tickling them. All fairness, he is a great player in a team. Not necessarily going to make or break a team, but definitely can come in handy. In terms of defensive, he's quite great at blocking them from using their abilities when they are advancing on you. And offensive, he can see the enemies where they are. But as I said, it's situational and not always going to be the greatest. So for me, Glitch is a B rank hero. Next hero, we have Lancer. Lancer is one of those players that's I haven't played a lot of. It's not my playstyle, but I have at least given it a try to see what it's like. Now, Lancer has the ability quick and quiet. Can increase movement speed and quiet movement. Now it's not that quiet. An immunity to reveals for a duration until you fire your weapon. So if you shoot your weapon because you're stuck up on them, everyone's going to know where you are. Also the passive skill Elusive. After every dodge roll, reloads your current weapons, which is amazing. Now my only problem is with, see the dual wielding just then? You can't do that. She has 24S SMG as a weapon, the Striker 8x10 shotgun, which is, I hate shotguns in this game, I hate them, terrible, don't use them. The Spitfire automatic pistol, throwing axe, smoke grenade, 7x grenade, and the perk traits. Padded steps, silent standing footsteps when not sprinting. That allows you to get a little bit closer before you use your ability to run in. Now, when you're running, you are not silent by any means. You're very noticeable on the map. Has the ability Shredder Rounds. Has the ability Stalker, which is removes enemy sights and movement speed penalty, Helping Hand, Tracker Rounds, and Life Drain. Now for me, Lancer is one of those solo players, want to make a clutch play, make a cool montage, you would probably use Lancer. In terms of being offensive, can be really good at breaching, but defensive is kind of useless unless you're trying to flank. But as I said, you are flanking with an SMG, you got to get close. SMG shotgun, you got to be close. And if someone can see you coming or hear you coming, they're going to mow you down before you get within effective range. So for me, Lancer is much like Dima and very, very situational, but can be good if used in the right hands. But for me, for the average player, is a C-class hero. You're not going to get many amazing plays if you are, jumping on every now and again. If you want to main this character and get really good, you can get really good. But for me, C-class hero. We have Phantom. Now Phantom is the sniper of the game. Has the ability Nano Smoke. Equip a smoke grenade that reveals enemies in the area. Has a passive skill of Grievous Wounds. Damaging an enemy delays their health regen. Now, her combat loadout is the LR-15 full body sniper rifle, which at top tier has no damage fall off. She has the DMR auto rifle, which has a scoped view on it, not the normal third person crosshairs, and at max will also have no range fall off, which is pretty amazing. She has the PK-12 silenced pistol, which is pretty cool. Small magazine size, but at max will have a 12 mag, which is, you must have this character. 7 rounds is not enough. Throwing axe, grenade, sticky sensor, which is probably the most useless sensor I've seen in the game. Honestly, it stands out like a sore thumb and can be shot in 2 bullets and destroyed. So I've never seen anyone use this effectively. I can't use it effectively all the time. I've had some pretty good plays with it, but nothing that makes it stand out as a gadget you want. You normally run the grenade. Perks, we have Evade, we have Cloaked, Nimble Hands, Stalker, which is actually quite nice on a sniper. We have Life Drain, and we have Tracker Rounds. Now Stalker for me on this character is kind of like having Snapshot in Destiny, if you watch my Destiny videos. Now Phantom's one of those players that needs to be sitting at the back of the map, is not very great at being the aggressor. So in terms of picking and moving, really amazing. That is really situational, as most of the maps have quite a lot of tight corridors and a lot of cover. Be very patient when you are scoping, and though you are very noticeable and your head pokes out and you'll just get picked off because they'll see you. So for me, Phantom's a C-class hero, as super situational, but as in a very skilled sniper's hands will absolutely mow people, because it is a one tap to the dome and they're done, like they're down. Or a body shot with a pistol shot, as long as you're good at hot swapping, you're pretty great. But as I said, very situational, and not the greatest at making it a play, but can be really good at defending on longer range maps, and there's a bit of clearance for you. There's a few of those in this game. We're going to go to Ronin, the other face of this game. Now Ronin comes with the ability Ballistic Knife. Equip an explosive throw knife that attaches to near surfaces and detonates when enemies are near. Alright, I just made up words in there apparently. So you throw a knife against the wall and it is a one hit. As long as it hits them and they're in range, they will down them straight away, even through their armor. Has the passive skill Underground, hidden on the enemy's minimap. So you're basically just hidden. It's great. Now this comes with an auto rifle, an SMG, a Spitfire automated pistol, a katana, obviously, being Ronin, smoke grenade, and grenade. Has the ability Berserk, which is, you know, really well sprinting, evade, tenacity, nimble hands, replenish, and sixth sense. Now this character is all around pretty amazing for making plays. You can see why it's one of the faces of this game. If you want to play long range, you've got the auto rifle. If you want to be pushing and aggressive, you've got the SMG. You have the best of both worlds. Now in terms of defensive capabilities, can be quite tricky with the ballistic knife, but can be some pretty clutch moments. But yeah, really good player, really good offensive and defensive capabilities, but has some downfalls when getting pushed too much, but can be pretty amazing. So for me, Ronin is an A-class hero. Now S-class is it is up there, and there is some heroes there, but A-class for me was where Ronin sits. Alright, we go down to Saint, the only healer of this game. Now Saint has a revive drone. Send a medical drone to revive a down friendly anywhere on the map. So you can be across as far as you can, and you can heal them, as long as they're on cover and don't get shot. And has the passive skill Medical Expertise, reviving a teammate heals both of you for a significant amount. So if you drop your drone and you're being got suppressed fire, you're getting tagged a little bit, the drone heals them, boom, your health's back up, you get back into the firefight, and the enemy's like, whoa, you got health, damn. Alright. Has the auto rifle MLX Mark IV with a scope, has a scope on it, and you can actually use the scope. Has the Mamba DMR assault rifle burst fire, to also prefer the Mark IV auto rifle. Has the extra pistol, throwing axe, smoke grenade, trip mines. Now trip mines are great offensive and defensive, so good times. And the perk combinations of evade, cloaked, helping hand, bounce back, which is reduce your health regeneration delay, headstrong, and tracker rounds. Now for me, with Saint being such a great healer and a great offensive defensive player, especially with the trip mines are great for laying traps or holding the objective. I usually put mine down on the objective when I've armed it, so when they run in, it downs them straight away. Especially if it's a 1v1 situation, it can be quite clutch. When you get the trip mines maxed out, you actually get 2 trip mines, so you can put them in really obscure locations to try and get a kill or a down. Being a healer, being really versatile, being long range and close quarters with the auto rifle, to me, Saint, as your name says, bro, you're an S-class hero. You'll always be S-class for me. Alright, we have Scorch. Now Scorch is a interesting little character. Has the ability Overheat, also has no description, just says Scorch. For a period of time, your firearms and melee attacks will set enemies on fire, dealing damage over time. And the passive skill, fireproof, immune to fire, so incendiary grenades don't do any damage to you, which is pretty interesting. So Scorch can't really beat Scorch. It's really interesting combat. Has the SMG, which is pretty awesome. Has a shotgun, which I'm not even going to talk about because shotguns are poos. Has the A3 Salvo pistol, which is the only burst fire pistol. It's pretty cool. Has the Rosie, which is an actual her prosthetic arm. It allows her to swing it and punch people faster. Can't throw it though. She has the incendiary grenade, EMP grenade, and the perks Berserk, Evade, Tenacity, Nimble Hands, Headstrong, and Replenish. Now Scorch is great offensive and defensive. Now maybe you're wondering why defensive, and it's more the overheat. Overheat being fireproof. If people are pushing you, pop overheat. In one clip from the SMG, you will get 2 kills. As long as you're accurate and they're relatively in mid to close range, you will just drop them. Mix that with your grenade, incendiary grenade, you can drop it on their body real quick. Get the downs, get the outs, you're done. Really good at making power plays, and just absolutely just all around amazing. And honestly, if you come up to Scorch with an SMG and she just popped her ability, the chance of you coming out victorious will rely on her missing headshots and you just clapping headshots constantly, or team shooting. Otherwise she will just mow you down. A good Scorch will rip your team in half. Like, it's such a great player. So for me, Scorch is an S-class hero. Really is, S-class hero all the way. Go Scorch, you're amazing. We have Talon here, the suave, sophisticated gentleman running a katana. Now he has the ability Radar Dart. Equip a radar dart when thrown, it attaches to surfaces and detects nearby enemies on your radar. So this dart lasts as long as the round goes. So you throw it at straight of the round, it will be there forever. Or until the next round starts. And it has their passive skill Mag Gloves, pick up and reclaim items from range. So you can pick up items like grenades dropped from enemies from a good 10 meters away. It's pretty nice. Has the combat loader of the SMG, D30Di DMR, the PK12 pistol, which is a 7-round pistol, which is neither here nor there till you max it out. Has a katana, C4, flashbang, and the perks shredder rounds, padded steps, tenacity, nimble hands, sixth sense, and life drain. So Talon is really situational again. He's a lot of these heroes are situational and do require you to, really get in there. But Talon can, be really good at covering some of the map and can just be a real clutch player, more defensively than offensively. But he does have the ability to, with the SMG be really offensive, get in there, get out there, and with the DMR stay back and pick them off. But his abilities are neither here nor there, and the radar dart, it can be destroyed. It's not a fixture, so you got to try and throw it where they can't really see it and it'll cover the map. But I said it's situational. He's not really going to make or break a team, but he can be really awesome to play, and he looks amazing. His jacket, the dragon on the back, is really cool, and the sword throw, it's pretty nice. So for me, Talon is a B-class hero, being that middle ground where he's good. He's not amazing, but he's not rubbish. Alright, next up is Trench, my boy Trench. I don't know if you build that, it should look like this. Now he has the ability a barbed wire grenade. Create a field of barbed wire that shows enemies. This just throws one of his barbed wire spiral spools down and it just opens up. And he has the ability to have additional gadgets. You can hold 2 grenades. So remember, he has the assault rifle with 20 round magazine assault rifle. He has the MXR DMR. He has the executioner pistol. Base combat, a tear gas grenade or an active protection system, which is quite nice. And the perks Berserk, shredder rounds, tenacity, bounce back, headstrong, and tracker rounds. Now for me, Trench is one of those players where you can do some really epic stuff with him if you get the barbed wire to work and get some picks. But otherwise, the barbed wire can be quite easily navigated and moved around. The maps are big enough that the barbed wire doesn't have too many clutch spots. You can use them like stairwells effectively and sometimes small corridors, but otherwise there's enough space that they'll just walk around it and you'll never know through it. It does make a little bit of a noise, but it's not amazing. His auto rifle is really nice. DMRs are DMRs. It's a 3 tap to kill. So he's a player that can be quite fun, but in terms of being an offensive or defensive player, all his abilities are for defensive purposes, so he has no real offense, and defense he's easily avoided. So for me, he is, I hate to say it, but the worst of the bunch. He is the only D-class rogue in this game. I hope they do something with him, give him something a bit better, but something more offensive, but for now, it is what it is. But he's alright. He's alright. If they change the gadget here to say electrify barbed wire, or a trait that electrifies the barbed wire for him, so his barbed wire does damage. At the moment, it does nothing. You just walk through it, and it's like, okay. So if you're in a firefight, you will never hear them walk through it. Like, honestly, he does need a bit of buffing and a bit changing, a bit of moving around, but he's alright. He's right. I mean, none of these players are bad, but he is definitely the worst of the bunch. Alright, and last up we have VY. Now VY is an interesting character. Has the ability Vile Poison. Creates a cluster of poison that pulls. Pardon me. They reduce the enemy's maximum health. So it means that, I mean, the lowest I've seen is 50. Or is it 60? 60 health on a player when they're healed to max. So once they've got your poison, it drops their health. So they can never get their health back, regardless of them healing. That's absolutely crazy. If they get down and revive, I think I give it back to them, but I'm not too sure. I usually down them and kill them when they go through the poison though, if they've been downed. And as the passive skill, Leeching Poison reduces the maximum health of your enemies and gradually increases your maximum health to a cap of 25. So you can get 125 health that can always be healed to 125. So unlike the armor, where you get 25 and it's done once you've lost it, this will always heal you to 125 as long as you're alive in that round and your poison has done that damage. In terms of combat later, you have a silenced assault rifle. We have the S12 tactical semi-automatic shotgun. Now, shotguns in this game are trash. The range is just pose. Executioner pistol, the katana, tear gas, incendiary grenade for more map control. Because you throw 3 poison pools down per poison pool grenade, so you get like, you have 6 poison pools out, just burning people. It has the perks evade, cloaked, tenacity, helping hand, and sixth sense with replenish. So pretty amazing stuff there. So for me, VY is probably one of my favourite characters offensively and defensively, as it can be insane what you can pull off. If you can get those pause and pulls to form in the right spot, mix it with an incendiary grenade, use your quiet footsteps to get close to them, throw it down, you will really make some massive plays. So for me, VY is an S tier player. Great offensively, great defensively, and can pull off some epic stuff with very little skill. So for me, that is how I rank these players, guys. So I'll have the full ranking on screen right now. Boom, right there. So that's how it ends up. So at S tier we have Saint, Scorch, and VY. At A we have Shaq and Ronin. B we have Anvil, Dallas, Glitch, and Talon. At C we have Dima, Lancer, and Phantom. And D class we have Trench. Now if they do some mix, obviously with patches and stuff, these rankings will change. But at the moment this is where it sits for me. So if you do disagree, let me know what you think down below. Let me know how you would rank the characters. If you haven't tried any character in particular, I have videos on almost every single character when I first try playing them. And I'll be covering this on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday. Anyway guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and as always, please stay safe, please take care, and goodbye for now.